Thanks for joining us again on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs, where this time we're looking back on Kentucky's culinary history. It's a Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs Rewind. Right now on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
Wow, that is awesome.
Food made famous in the French Quarter takes hold in Kentucky.
Oh, man.
Check out a Lexington hotspot that takes your senses deep into Cajun country.
I think it's excellent. Well, it's the best Cajun Creole in Lexington.
Thumbs up.
We're going behind the scenes at Bourbon in Toulouse, in Lexington's Chevy Chase, where the restaurant is as good as the story behind it.
I'm a retired elementary teacher. It's a great 4-month experience.
Meet the guys who quickly built a Lexington institution for friendly food.
I can tell that they don't feel like this is work.
We won't be putting it in the etouffee, but some will be consumed before the day is over.
And get their secrets so you can create the same amazing Cajun flavors at home.
That's where all the flavor is in Zip. I love it.
The food is the best you could possibly imagine.
It's big food in a very small kitchen.
And he'll turn and then, oh!
Full of fun.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
And full of secrets.
Another secret revealed.
You'll taste it all behind the scenes at Bourbon in Toulouse. Right now on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
Hello, everyone. Tim Laird with Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. This time, we're at a Cajun favorite in the heart of the bluegrass.
We're at Bourbon in Toulouse in Lexington's Chevy Chase neighborhood.
It's the best Cajun Creole in Lexington. Probably the best in Kentucky.
You know, it's got a nice little bite to it, but it's not overly spicy.
It's a tasty and eclectic spot, to say the least.
But we kind of consider ourselves Chevy Chase's black eye.
One of the things we love about this neighborhood is we're all friends here. You know, we all support each other, and we're all doing something a little different, and it just makes it a fun place to come to.
This is an absolutely amazing neighborhood, and for one reason or another, they've embraced us.
Bourbon in Toulouse gets its name from another neighborhood, the French Quarter in New Orleans. It's named after the intersection of two streets, but it gets all its personality from two guys who've made this restaurant their life.
Anything you have in here, if you don't like it, it's our fault, because we cook 100% of the food. Will and I do.
Kevin Heathcote and Will Pierrett laid it all on the line to open Bourbon in Toulouse.
Maxed out 7 credit cards, opened the store, and we were just hoping we'd make it. Lo and behold, as many times as we've tried, we've never ran ourselves out of business.
5 years later, it's having fun now. And we're still cooking with some beer back here, having fun. I love it.
In fact, business is booming at Bourbon in Toulouse.
We spend a lot of money here.
We come here about every time we go out to eat, at least once a week.
It's just booming with flavor.
We like it. We'll be back.
It's great food that won't cost you an arm and a leg.
And everything's $6.50, tax included, lunch and dinner.
We sell this food by the gallon, by the quart, half gallon, however you want it.
No nonsense, just you're getting a plate of rice, a great sauce or stew to go over it, some etouffees, jambalayas, creoles, lots of good vegetarian dishes.
I like the probably the black beans, the vegan black beans. It's real good. Red beans and rice with smoked sausage. Fantastic.
I like the jambalaya. It's real good.
Lots of big flavors,
It's 200 plus gallons of sauce a week.
all coming out of one very small kitchen.
What do you guys think I should do with the extra space back here?
Yeah, I know. We got so much
That's
room
right,
back
we
here.
got-
I'll tell you what. Big food, but not such a big kitchen.
And of course what happens, you know, which may happen before we're done here, is I'll be like, Lee, quick, we need this, and he'll turn, and then, oh, it happens about every day, so.
Yeah, I was looking for marks on the head. I think a couple of back here, a couple of bumps in back.
Right, and so usually what we do in that case is, you know, we'll hand him a shot of whiskey, and we'll laugh about it, and then we keep working, right? So,
That's the secret.
It's a good thing these guys have so much fun because they're seemingly working in the kitchen 24/7.
cook our gumbo for 2 days.
It is almost like chocolate. Let me see. Ooh, man.
The food at Bourbon in Toulouse is a labor of love.
There's always a smile on their face, and that's what brings people back. And the food's good too.
And nothing tops the chicken etouffee.
That chicken is actually so tender. I mean, you were talking about that. When it spends time in the pot, it just falls apart. This is a winner. Now, is this one of your best sellers?
That's actually our signature dish. It is by far our most popular dish. It outsells everything about 2 to 1.
The chicken etouffee takes patience to make and a few secrets.
Back in the kitchen here at Bourbon in Toulouse, we're finding some great secrets of some incredible Cajun food.
It all starts with a good stock in which to cook your chicken.
Now, that's quite a kettle. I mean, this is something I don't have at home, but...
Yeah, now I don't know if you can fit this in your kitchen at home. And this is a 40-gallon kettle right here, and this is where the magic happens right here. We cook all our food, big batch style, in this kettle right here. We've already been through almost 3 hours of prep, and then now we're ready to cook. What we've done here is we've taken our chicken, okay, and it's breast meat and dark meat, and we've cleaned it and trimmed it. We put it into the kettle here, and we've added some stock and some basil, garlic. This is cayenne pepper and white pepper, okay? And typically, not with every dish, but with most dishes, one of the secrets, I guess you would say, to Cajun cooking is you want to use equal parts red, white, and black pepper, right? Because they each serve a different kind of a flavor and a type of heat. The way they attack the senses in the mouth.
Yeah, that's what I heard too before. Is the different kind of peppers hit you in different areas of the tongue and the flavors, and boom. Yeah, so you're hitting everybody with this, right?
Exactly. Now, black pepper, you probably know it didn't go in yet. I like to put that in at the end. I think you taste it more, it just gives a better flavor. So that's something that kind of goes in at the end when we actually finish the dish, which will probably be a couple hours from now.
That's another great secret. Put the black pepper in at the end of your cooking, not at the start. Put the other peppers in the front end.
Absolutely.
Black in on the back. Like it.
The same goes for the dried basil. A little at the beginning and more at the end.
Again, the flavor will be more pronounced and crisp when we add it in a little later.
That's a nice secret, even if I'm cooking at home. Basil in the front end and then more basil at the back end. All right, so what goes into the pot next?
Lee. We're going to dunk his whole body right in the kettle there.
Actually, Lee is chopping up what's called the Holy Trinity of New Orleans style cooking. Equal parts of onion, bell pepper, and celery.
It's crucial to almost every dish that you make, okay?
The true trinity of New Orleans cooking, and also the holy trinity when you say, holy cow, is that good stuff?
Hey,
I'm telling you.
That's where it comes from. And once he's done dicing up all these vegetables, we're going to put them into the kettle here, and they're going to cook down with all the chicken and the spice and the herbs that we've already added. One of the great things about this, and the main reason it works for guys like us, is this is not an exact science, you know.
Hey, it's not an exact science. Have fun while you're cooking. You don't have to follow exacting to every recipe, right?
Exactly. Make good food and have fun. Really, if you think about it in essence, you know, etouffee is a soup that's thickened with a roux. I mean, this is just right now we're putting together a really potent, spicy broth with chicken and vegetables. So it's not unlike, you know, chicken soup. People ask us a lot, they're like, man, what gives your food that zip? You know, and one of the things, you know, your grandma always scraped the sides of the pot, right?
Yeah, no, get all that goodness around the side of the pot. A lot of people leave that on there, but that's the secret to the
zip. It is. I mean, that's what we do.
That's where all the flavor is in zip. I love it. Here comes the Trinity.
That's it. We're starting to boil here. It's just starting to come up. So we're going to go ahead and add our vegetables here. Here we go.
I like this.
Yeah, and like I tell these guys, we're just going to paddle the canoe.
Here we go. Get the right steps.
That's it. Yeah.
Stroke.
That's it.
Stroke.
As you can see, I make a good front seater. You know, I just go. You got to get your shoulder into it like that.
I'll tell you what, you can smell the peppers in there now too. I'll say it's coming up and everything else. A lot of flavors. Yeah. Oh, wow.
It smells tasty.
I'm telling you what, I'm ready to dig in right now.
Yeah,
but you can't. We're not there yet,
not
right?
quite yet. This is tomato sauce, just right out of the can. It's canned tomato sauce. I'm going to put about half of it in the pot here. We'll stir that in a second. It still needs to get boiling. We're going to bring the lid down. We're going to let that boil. Then we're going to boil this hard on high heat. Get that chicken fully cooked where it starts to shred. Some of it will be shredded and there'll be some nice big chunks. We'll show you a finished plate here momentarily and you can see what I mean, kind of how it looks when it's all put together.
We'll see how it all comes together. Still ahead.
It's just booming with flavor.
Plus, get the secrets to the real key to a perfect etouffee, the roux.
The key is you want to brown it to the right stage.
All that, plus the Wildcat connection at Bourbon and Toulouse, coming up on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. Tim Laird with you again with more Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. It's the show that takes you behind the scenes at Kentucky's favorite restaurants. This time, we're in Lexington at Bourbon and Toulouse, a place famous for great food and lots of fun.
We come here for the people entertainment as much as we do the food.
Credit the owners of the place for that, Will Pirat and Kevin Heathcote.
They come in here every day and have like the best attitude anybody can have towards work.
They're just unbelievable people, and it's, when you come in here, it's like coming home.
And you know it's going to be good food when even the beer guys come in for lunch.
Guys in ties and beer truck delivery guys.
We're in the middle of a shift right now.
Here's our Bud Man. Jimmy's here.
Jimmy's here, the Bud Man.
We sell a lot of Budweiser. We just sell a lot of beer, period.
There are a lot of beer guys coming through, but even more UK Wildcats.
University of Kentucky consists of about 30% of our business.
Even the coaches come here regularly.
We constantly joke that it can be dead in the summer, 105 degrees out, and we'll say there's a little bit of chill in the air, which is usually code for we're going to Bourbon and Toulouse.
Very often.
At least 3 days a week, at least 3.
We see a lot of those kids, as we affectionately refer to them, come through in the afternoon. They're swinging through after class, maybe they've just gotten up, and they're rolling through for a little late lunch. It's a big part of our business.
Bourbon and Toulouse is like the Cajun version of Cheers, where every day is Fat Tuesday and everybody knows your name.
We had a guy that when we first opened, he came in all the time, almost every day to get red beans. And as he came in, we would shout out, Larry, what's going on? Hey guys, how you doing? And then about 2 weeks later, a guy came in, he said, it's Bob, right? We're like, oh. So he comes in one day, we're like, hey Bob, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Went back to the bar, and they're like, hey, Bob, what's the matter? You look kind of depressed. And he goes, well, those guys used to call me Larry. You kind of liked it when they called me Larry. So,
I want to go back to Larry. I like it.
yeah, exactly.
And as much as there is fun at Bourbon and Toulouse, there's also a lot of flavor.
Today we're making chicken etouffee. It's just a real New Orleans classic dish. Yeah, actually all over Louisiana and the Deep South, really.
With trim chicken cooking in a potent stock, Will Pirat is ready to show us the secrets to any etouffee, the roux.
And it basically serves as a thickening and a flavoring agent, okay? We've already started here. We've clarified the butter. We've added the flour. You want to do about 2 parts flour to 1 part butter. We like to add a little extra butter to our roux. It's just something we do here. I think it adds a little more creamy flavor to the dish.
Yeah, I could see you added a little extra butter because it has that nice sheen on the top, more so than I do at home because I like that. There must be a little bit of extra butter on the roux.
Yeah, exactly.
And looks good.
Yeah.
Really nice. Hey, that's a lot of work stirring up that roux, isn't it?
Well, I like to do sometimes. I'm mad at Kevin. I'll get a little extra push and I get some on his arm over there.
I bet you'd be a good rower too. Would
Yeah,
that work
oh yeah.
You could start going down
Well,
there.
and it's funny you say that because what I always tell these guys when you're stirring this kettle, it's like you're paddling a canoe. You're just paddling a canoe. That's what I tell them, just like that. And they look at me like, this guy's
paddling
crazy.
the canoe. We're going down. Here we are.
Yeah, right. The key is you want to brown it to the right stage. Okay, and you don't want to, a mistake people make a lot with roux is they don't brown the flour enough. The color, when you're browning the roux, if you don't get it brown enough, you're going to add it to the pot and it's just going to be like bread dough or something. It's going to be like a big cake in there that never really mixes right. So the color you're kind of looking for, and we're not there yet as you can see, but I like to say it's like a cup of coffee with 1 cream in it. That's what it's going to look like.
Hey, for new chefs, you can take a cup of coffee, cream in it, put it on here so when it matches up.
I tell you what.
Just like going to the hardware store. Hey, I know when my roux's done. Here's the color chip I'm looking for.
Yeah.
The coffee with the creamer. I love it.
Will has another secret to knowing the color of a perfect gumbo roux, which is much darker than a roux for etouffee. And the secret comes from a true Cajun.
A woman, I think from Baton Rouge said, she said a dirty penny. When you're making gumbo roux, it's got to be the color of a dirty penny. She said my grandma kept one taped to the wall in the kitchen. Swear to God.
Secret revealed. Here it is.
And again, as you can see, with the trick with the roux, it's a lot of whisking. You don't have to constantly stir it; it'll never get done. I mean, if you want to do it that way to be safe, go for it. You know, but I like to let it sit, brown a little bit, and then and mix it in, as you can see. That's it right there. That's what we're looking for right there. As we're going to see in a second, there's a whole other stage to this roux that we're going to get into that really gives this roux its unique flavor.
We'll reveal the secret to that coming up. And we'll dig in to the finished product.
It's unbelievable.
Well, it's the best Cajun Creole in Lexington. Probably the best in Kentucky.
Oh, man. Good stuff.
It's so good, some people are even breaking in to steal it.
Actually, a few months back, we had somebody overnight break into our freezer and they stole 90 gallons of food.
The story of grand theft etouffee and more secrets to making it yourself when the Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs returns.
Hello everyone, Tim Laird with Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. This time, we're at a Cajun hotspot in the middle of the bluegrass. We're at Bourbon and Toulouse in Lexington, Kentucky.
It's like a little piece of the French Quarter, tucked into Lexington's Chevy Chase neighborhood.
We have a lot of Louisiana customers that come in, you know, and a lot of them have been like, yes, finally, a genuine taste of home.
The food is authentic Cajun and Creole, but the two guys behind it are anything but.
Well, you know, I myself am a local boy, and this guy over here, I can't remember his name, is from Indiana, but we don't need to talk about that. He said he wanted to bring in a copy of his diploma from IU and frame it and hang it on the wall, and I said, you want to get run out of town?
Yeah, might cause a riot.
Trying to run a
I don't think
business
that would be
here.
a good idea.
The business is based on booming New Orleans flavors, like gumbo, that takes days to cook just right.
To cook our gumbo for 2 days. But that's part of the fun, you know, you just get back here and you drink a couple of beers and you have a good time.
And that's part of the secret too. You know what, it takes a couple of days, but also you can drink a beer and have some fun while it's cooking. I like that.
Yeah,
That's one of the secrets.
Well, Ryan.
The gumbo is great, but the top seller at Bourbon and Toulouse is the chicken etouffee. It starts with chicken, of course, cooked in a potent stock.
Here we go.
like this.
Yeah, and like I tell these guys, we're just going to paddle the canoe.
Here we go, get the right steps.
That's it, yeah.
Stroke.
That's it.
Stroke.
As you can see, I make a good front seater. You know, I just go, you gotta get your shoulder into it like that.
And then the roux, which is butter and flour, browned to perfection.
Hey, that's a lot of work stirring up that roux, isn't
Well,
it?
I like to do sometimes I'm mad at Kevin. I give a little extra push and I get some on his arm over there.
The secret is the color, which done right should look just like a cup of coffee with one cream.
Wow, that is the exact color of that coffee with the cream as you talked about earlier. But you know what? Not any roux will do. You've got another secret you're going to pour in here too, right?
That's right. This is tomato sauce, just right out of the can. This is the part where you guys might want to stand back, just let it, and then we're going to add this to the roux, okay? Right here.
Now, just like before, the secret is to keep the roux moving.
One thing you don't ever want to do is burn the roux. If you burn the roux, forget it. You know, if you burn it a little bit, you think, oh, I'll just add extra water. No. You want to toss that roux and make a new one, okay? This is what gives this particular roux its special flavor. And what we're going to do, just going to go through a whole other browning stage here with the tomato sauce and the roux.
The guys have another way to judge the right color of the roux once the tomato sauce goes in. It's not coffee this time. At this point, it should look like good Kentucky bourbon.
I noticed that the sample has been used here a little bit. I think.
Yeah. We won't be putting it in the etouffee, but some will be consumed before the day is over. This is kind of the color we're going to be going for here. Basically what we're doing is we're taking the brightness out of the red.
So from a Bloody Mary color to a bourbon color.
From there, the roux goes into a spice stock along with the cooked chicken.
After an hour, that's when your roux goes into the pot?
That's correct, okay? And when the roux goes into the pot, what you want to do is make sure this is boiling. Okay, you want to keep the heat on high and add the roux Add about half of it and stir it in, and you're going to see it's going to get real thick. And as you can see, it's becoming that nice thick gravy-like sauce. Okay.
Hey, I want to see this all plated up. Can we see what it looks
great.
like when
Yes,
it's all
Kevin
together?
here can present us with a plate.
The sauce is spooned over fresh rice and served with some butter bread that's made right down the road.
Our bread is made by Sunrise Bakery down on Main Street, fresh every day.
We put a little spiced butter with some Creole seasoning on the bread after we toast it. As you can see, we toast the bread per order. We run it through this toaster right here. Okay.
Hot to order.
Exactly, and then we roll a little butter on there, and people love that.
Here is the final product, the chicken etouffee. A lot of work, a lot of action going on, a lot of rowing the roux. I'm gonna have to go in and see actually how it tastes. All right, here we go. I'm going in. Woo! That's what they say in Cajun country. That is awesome. That chicken is actually so tender. I mean, you were talking about that. It spends time in the pot, it just falls apart. This is a winner.
But don't stop there. There's plenty more flavor where that came from.
What you have here is, this is our artichoke and Parmesan cream sauce. It's a vegetarian cream sauce. It's Parmesan based, and we finish it with some mushrooms, artichokes.
Okay. Gonna give this a shot too. Don't want to leave that out. Wow, awesome. Whole different taste structure than what we're this with. Hey, now, I know there's a lot of meats in here, but also you serve some great vegetarian dishes too, right?
Well, we do. We kind of feel sorry for vegetarians because you go to most restaurants and you're eating a salad. It's like, you know, that gets boring after a while.
Yep.
So we always serve at least 3 vegetarian dishes a day, and sometimes 4 or 5, depending on how we're feeling. But we have a vegan dish as well, our black beans and rice.
Wow.
They're vegan. It's actually what gets me out of bed in the morning.
Wow. That
A
is a
little sweet,
lot.
a little spicy.
It is. That's a lot of flavor. I mean, I'm telling you what, I can see why if you're a vegetarian, this is something I want to have. This is not a boring salad. That is absolutely fabulous. And then what do we have going on over here?
Well, we got our jambalaya here. This is probably our second most popular dish. It's a very traditional dish. We reduce some rice and a vegetable broth and get some chicken in it and some sausage, nice smoked sausage. It's got a little bit of a bite to it, and it's very, very popular. We also have our gumbo here, which is a labor of love here. It takes 2 days to cook our gumbo. We cook our roux for about 2.5 hours. It gives it a nice chocolate roux, if you will.
Dark roux. That is almost like chocolate. Let me see. Ooh, man. It actually tastes chocolatey. I'll tell you what.
You know, it's got a nice little bite to it, but it's not overly spicy. But if you're trying to get spicy, we got the hot sauces over here.
And I saw you had a bunch of them over there.
Yeah.
Even to the habanero, is that the hottest one?
We do it all, yeah.
Oh, so
the one in the middle there is actually our manager at the downtown store, Ricky, makes that for us. I think she calls that one mommy because when you're done, you call it your mommy because it's too hot.
Hey, let's try a little mommy on the on this. Here we go. On the etouffee.
Tim, I'd hate to see you cry on your own show.
Oh, okay. Here we go. I might be crying, but tears of joy. Let me tell you something. Tears of joy. It's all good here. Oh man. That is good, I'll tell you what.
It's got a little bite to it, but it's very flavorful.
Yeah. Hey, and another thing I heard, that the food is so good here that it's worth stealing. And I heard you had a story about that. Is that true?
Yes. Actually, a few months back, we had somebody overnight break into our freezer, and they stole 90 gallons of food. Now they got about 1,800 to 2,000 servings of food.
Wow.
So that must have been one heck of a party, and we're proud about that.
You don't have to steal it. Come on out to Bourbon, Toulouse. Have some of the best Cajun food ever. I want to thank you guys for showing us all the great secrets to all the Bourbon and Toulouse cooking. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Awesome stuff.
We want to thank you. This is great.
Great,
we're so
great.
honored to be with you.
Having fun at Bourbon and Toulouse. Thank you. And that's it for this episode of Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. We'll see you next time. I'm going back in for some more.
I'm Kevin at Bourbon in Toulouse. Thank you very much for watching Secrets of the Bluegrass Chefs.